It's always like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the Game Station, the 2.4G wireless controller gamepads. It is compatible with LCD TV and yeah, 4K TV, HDMI, Direct TV. You know, like the description on the box makes no sense whatsoever. So I love it when they're putting like weird pictures like this, like some guy is like driving a motorcycle. You know, makes no sense whatsoever. But let's take a close look what is inside this box, because the way how they packed it up is quite interesting. So we do got controller number 1, number 2. First thing that we need to do is smell it. Oh, it smells really like the horrible cheap burnt plastic. And of course the game system itself, the tiny dongle. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to get one dongle, 2 controllers. Ooh, and there we're going to get ourselves the HDMI cable, micro USB cable, and of course the deluxe toilet paper manual with explanation how the system works. It does come in English, so that is convenient. But let's take a close look at the system itself. So the system itself is a quite interesting design, but it is something that is not like brand new. I've seen it before, the Game Station, the first edition we reviewed here on the channel. And yeah, I must say, like, back in the day, I was not really flabbergasted about it because it was nothing really fancy. But when you're looking at the configuration, it is also just the basic stuff that I've seen before. The system, yeah, the design is kind of basic. At the front we're going to get 2 USB ports. We do have an IR port over here, quite interesting because there is no remote or whatsoever. Or this seems to be like something else. But we would have like an on and off switch. That is quite weird with these things because we don't get it with every single system. HDMI out input for the micro USB for the power. And in the inside we're going to get ourselves the 64GB card, like brandless. That's the thing they're doing. I think like when I start reviewing these things, we got like a lot of these fake SanDisk cards, but no, they don't have any brand at all. So if you have a system like this, it's always interesting and very smart to back up. But okay guys, so when you're looking at this SD card, it's your typical SD card from China. I recommend like making a backup. And yeah, like it wouldn't be the first time like out of the blue this thing stopped working. Okay, so the controller quality. Yeah, I already mentioned this thing smells like burnt plastic. It does have like the real, let's say, rubber grip on the joysticks. The D-pad is freaking awful. It feels really sturdy, so it's absolutely garbage. You can already hear like the buttons got long travel, cheap touch to it. So when it comes to the controller, it's freaking horrible. Alright, so this is a really familiar menu we have seen many times before, especially with those GameStick 4K things. So this is like a rip-off from the Pandora's boxes, only this thing is pretty damn awful. So here at the left side we're going to get ourselves the playlist, and here at the right we're going to get ourselves the preview or picture. Like with the normal Pandora's box we're actually going to get a tiny video, but there's like a couple of random screen pics. At the top we're going to get ourselves the class. So here we can see like we have support for MAME, Game Boy Classic, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Mega Drive, Super Famicom, PlayStation 1, Famicom and Atari. History is basically like the previous played games, the collection is the favorite, and we have a search function. So let's see if we can find some Mortal Kombat. I do find this working very well. Here you can see like we have all the Mortal Kombat games, and we are looking at the middle at the top, we can even see like what kind of platform. So it seems to be we're having Mortal Kombat 2, 3 on CPS, okay, Famicom, Game Boy and PlayStation 1. Okay, so let's try a couple of games and let's see what we're going to get, because there was no option menu so far I can see. This is the only thing that we're going to get. After booting up a game, pressing select to start, we do have the option to make a quick save situation over here. And every single game we do have even a... Let's see how many. Oh man, holy crap, we do have a lot of save slots over here. So kind of funny, do have like option to change out the controls, but that's basically it. Okay, I wanted to start with Mortal Kombat 1 like always when it comes to MAME, but unfortunately it doesn't run at all on the system because these things are like really low powered. Oh, so the other Mortal Kombat games were like from the PlayStation, so yeah, they were being very naughty when it comes to that. So when it comes to MAME, the higher end stuff, forget about it. Alright, so next up, like what we're going to do is try out the D-pad and play some Neo Geo at the same time. And I must say like, the D-pad feels freaking horrible, but when trying to do some moves, it seems to be working just fine. So I'm quite surprised to be honest. Let's do Super. No, I think that it's not going to be in Super today. So for the chemical controllers, it's okay. Alright, so next let's try a Game Boy Advance game, and these things look freaking awful because it's stretched out. But I found it quite fascinating to see how they can mess it up. It runs like shit, like it runs really slow. Doesn't have any audio delay that we've seen before. I don't understand, like if a game like Mortal Kombat 1 doesn't run that great, I understand that they're just using low power chip, but that a freaking GBA game doesn't run that great, that's absolutely like unbelievable and unforgivable. Yeah, and again, like there is no way of reconfiguring, like the only thing you can mess around with is the controls, like that's it. Okay, next up, Mega Drive. So I'm curious, like the GBA runs like shit, how does this run? Oh. See, and that's what I mean, like it's going to be like a mixed bag with these things. The D-pad is way too sturdy. But so far so good, so when it comes to 16-bit Mega Drive, it seems to be running just fine. Alright, so next up, Super Famicom. Oh man, the controls are completely messed up. That is something we need to change. But so far so good, there is good speed, no weird stuff going on. And the reason I play this game is because I tried it out a lot of different ways when it comes to, let's say, handhelds, and yeah, good audio, no weird, extremely screen glitching whatsoever, nothing at all. And all the sound effects are here. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so let's jump into this game. But I can already hear that with the selection that the game will run like shit. So Bloody Roar 2 I think is most of the demanding games that you can pick up from the PlayStation 1. So and I just want to get into the PlayStation 1 part just to see how good it runs. Because if this game doesn't run that great, yeah, let's be honest, like this is a freaking unplayable. It runs like 15 FPS. It's a little bit of a bummer. Okay, so let's try a different game. I just want to try Tekken. This system, in combination with Tekken 3, that runs mostly on most devices, even the cheaper ones. But you can hear like from the menu it runs like crap. But it is not like that I choose like the most demanding game that runs crap. No, it's absolutely every single game that runs like a shit on the PlayStation 1. So this is a great case, like they show in PlayStation 1 list, they say it runs it, but what you're going to get is a pile of crap. Yep. Okay guys, so the last thing that we need to do is ripping this bloody thing apart, and that's what we're going to do. I love these teardowns. I know a lot of you love these, so let's do that. But I'm always like quite disappointed. This thing was called also like the Plus model, so it was an improved one. And yeah, like you can see, like even they're slapping like a lot of new systems on it. It doesn't say that it will run, and that is the reason why I just make these videos, just to see like what you're going to get. Sometimes you find these on AliExpress or some other basically website. You're thinking, oh, that looks so cool, we can play so many games and we have a compatibility with these old ones I've had back in the day. But when you're going to get this thing at home, you pay like 50, 60, 70 euro, depending of course what you buy and how much and where you're going to buy it. You will be disappointed, yeah. So the construction wise is quite interesting. So basically two plastic shells. Yeah, this is what we're going to get in the inside. We're just going to get two freaking PCBs. So the front PCB that's only like connected with this cable over here has been made in 2021. So, and I bought this absolutely like this year. So this thing is absolutely not new. Like this thing is like freaking garbage if you're looking at the performance wise. So let's rip this main board out. We're just going to do a further teardown to see what we can find under the back. I already can see like this thing is a rock chip. So the rock chip, they are using it nowadays in the freaking Embernick handhelds and other brands. But I'm just curious, like what are we going to get in the back? So it gets really hot. I can feel it, but not like I'm burning my hands on it. So here it says version number 2.0. So it is a newer kind of PCB they're using over here. Let's rip this thing out. Why can't I not rip it off? Alright, here we go. Let's take a close look at the main board. Okay, so here we do have like the RAM modules, and this thing runs on the Rockchip 3032. So this thing is absolutely old school tech. They are using newer ones. What I find quite interesting, there is a switch over here. I don't know what this thing does. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hook it up and just see what happens if I'm going to switch to the other side. Yeah, let's do that. The first thing that we need to do is plug this thing back in, otherwise we can't give it juice. Alright, can I... It doesn't go in. Ah, there it is. Okay, so let's plug it in and let's see what we're going to get. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to put the jumper over here in the original position. Let's power it on, what we did before. Let's see if we're going to get any signal. Just to double check. Okay, it's loading up. I wanted to see that it's going to be booting up in the original menu. Loading. Man, this takes really long. Alright, yeah. Okay, so here we can see it. Like it seems to be working like it should be. Let's power it off. Let's put it in a different position. Let's turn it on again. And let's see what happens now. If it's going to be booting up in something differently. Alright, showing the loading screen again. Just loading. But I'm guessing it's... Nope. It's still loading in the same kind of menu. Ah, what a bummer. Okay, so let's put this thing back together and yeah, just like talk about the final conclusion. I'm just going to be honest with you, like it's a little bit of a bummer they keep using the same kind of hardware. We have seen it with Pandora's boxes, we have seen it with Super Console X, we have seen it with any other things. And again, like that's the reason I just want to make these videos, because I want to warn you and show you what you're going to get. Because sometimes if you have one of these models laying around, you're disappointed with number one and thinking, hey, we do have the Plus model. You think, hey, the Plus model will be better and different, but guess what? Nope. It's going to be the same shit all over again. Even they called it version number 2. Long story short is that this game station is absolutely a piece of garbage. I was hoping to get something new with the Plus edition with some better specs, more improvement, but nope, this is the same case, or maybe it's almost the same case, but the specs and the software are, in my opinion, all the freaking same. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell to become one of the biggest family, and I will see you in the next video.